Hello there, welcome back to Crafters TV. I hope you're having an amazing weekend. We certainly are here because for the next 2 hours, we are going to be bringing you an amazing craft along, all looking at the floral bouquet, which was a recent launch that so many of you got your hands on and absolutely loved it. And now's your opportunity for us all to craft together and create something amazing. She is back in the business, She's back in the building. Let's just move on. She's back in the building, the head mistress of Crafters TV. Jan is here. How are you, Jan?
Oh my goodness, it's just been one of those days, hasn't it? We've just had a little bit of time on our hands and things have just gone crazy, honestly. Being here between Joe and Johnny, poor Charlotte and I, honestly, you won't believe it. But yes, glad to be back, doing what I like doing. I love teaching. So I'm hoping that we're going to get through all this afternoon. If we do get through it earlier than planned, I've got another demo lined up for you later in the show. So we'll see how we get on with
Awesome. So what fabulous creation are we making today, Jan?
We're going to go with a piece of home decor today. So I'm going to teach you how to build a frame, and then we're going to have a look at that Build-a-Bouquet. So we did publish these on social media, I think it was yesterday. So obviously your choice of stamp set. I've used the Just For You Build-a-Bouquet stamp set. And then we're going to need 2 lots of craft card and a piece of watercolour card. 12 by 12 inch piece of plain cardstock, and I chose a peach tone to go with my piece of pattern paper, and that was from the garden party, which has got those peach tones in again. And then just a little scrap of vellum. We only just need a little bit just to cut the vase out of that. And then rest of the things, these are ones that I dug out of my stash. I wanted some kind of lace border die, so I've got the one from the Vintage Lace, the Chantilly lace, and the garden party summertime pennant was just that little butterfly out of there is really cute. Spectrum Noir tricolour markers, which we've got on the show, we're going to use those as a watercolour medium today, along with our crystal clear sparkle pen. We're going to use that as a water brush. And then if you've got the Cosmic Shimmer 3D accents, those can be added right at the end, just as little gems. But if you haven't got them, you could always add self-adhesive gems to there. So actual equipment, this is becoming sort of fairly standard now, what we're using within these craft-alongs. And I think when I've watched some of the other members of the team, we've gone through pretty much the same sort of thing. So we only need the Gemini Mini today. We're not going to be using one of the big ones. All those flowers fit through the Mini, along with the border that I've chosen actually fits through the Mini as well. Large guillotine for cutting into the papers and cardstock, stamping platform of your choice. If you're using the plain stamping platform, you might want the stamping mat with it. Scoreboard, scoring tool, bone folder, scissors, pokey tool, all those usual sort of bits of equipment that we have out. And then I've stamped with the waterproof ink because we're using a watercolour medium. So I've chosen the Flagstone waterproof ink from Spectrum Noir. Red liner tape, I've used the 6mm and the 3mm, usual selections of glues, dotty tape pen in there for the back of the border. And if you want some foam pad just to erase some of the elements, or you could use the 3D Collal glue if you prefer to use that wet glue, or even a hot glue gun, I suppose. So yeah, if we give you a few minutes to get all those together, our Joe's going to go through the deal that we've got on the stamps for you today.
Yeah, absolutely. You've still got time to gather your bits and bobs. You've got a few more minutes before we start going, so absolutely, if you've got these, then do gather them together. Let me just run through. We have managed to repeat the launch offer for you. So if you haven't got these, remember you can watch this show back at any time, and if you want to, you can grab the Build-a-Bouquet today, which is excellent. So you've got 4 different styles within here, which is fabulous. So you've got this beautiful vase here with this one, my favourite, the lilies. Really pleased to see those in there. You have a whole range of different flowers and different styles. I'm going to guess that's a peony.
Looks like it, yes.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really gorgeous. You've got the bow in there, all the different accents. You've got the glass jar here in this one as well. These all gorgeous. You've got your rose in here, different styles, sizes and shapes when it comes to each of your designs there. And again, really, really beautiful. Think about how you're going to colour these up with all your different colouring mediums. So you've got Enjoy Your Day, Just For You, Wishing You Well, and also a beautiful friend in there. As well as that, you are also going to get the waterproof Flagstone Finesse ink pad as well, to enable you to add your watercolour colouring mediums to these if you want to as well. So not too late if you want to grab them and then watch this back a little later. Now, we have got some someone else joining us. We're going to say Ohio to Jenny. How are you, Jenny? So good to see you. The hair is still looking fabulous, may I say.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to have you back on the show with us. Have you had a chance to craft with the Build-a-Bouquet yet? Have you been getting on with it?
I have. I've got a few things right behind me that I made.
Ooh, oh, excellent. Well, what we'll do is then I'll check in on you intermittently, Jen, as we go through the show, and I'll maybe get you to show me some of those a little bit later in the show. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Excellent. Speak to you very, very soon. Right, loads of you tuning in saying hello from all over. Let's see who we've got locked and loaded, ready to go today. Samantha is saying hello. Hope you're all having a great start to the weekend. My start to the weekend's been absolutely splendid, Jan. How's your start to the weekend been?
Honestly, I couldn't ask for anywhere better, could I? Spending time with you guys. Yeah.
We even had matching breakfast this morning, didn't we, Jan?
We did, yes. I got mine
Unintentionally.
ready, and then Joe arrived at the side of me and he said, look, we've got the same thing for breakfast. We were very healthy as well.
We were.
Just-
Just some berries, bit of yogurt.
Fruit and yogurt, yeah, very healthy we were, and that was after he'd done his run.
Absolutely.
How far did you run, Joe?
Oh, 10K,
10K.
which doesn't sound too far, but I'm really starting to seize up now. I tried to bend down to plug my phone earlier, nearly didn't get back up. Kimberly's saying hi from a very sunny North Carolina. Juta's in from Stuttgart in Germany. Football on Tuesday, isn't it? England versus Germany. Obviously I'd like England to win, but I've got Germany in the sweepstakes, so hedging my bets there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a winner whatever happens, I think, on Tuesday. Who else? We've got Barbara's in from Portage, Indiana. Lots of you chatting away, letting me know that you're going to be crafting. Well, if you are going to craft along with us, what I'll ask is, when Jan has done the craft along, we will get you to send your pictures in. I'll give you more details on how you can do that as we come towards the end of the craft along. Well, it would seem, lots of you saying good morning to Jenny as well. It would seem that everyone is pretty tickety-boo and ready to go, Jan, if you're ready to get started.
I'm good, yeah, we can get cracking. So, sort of a project of two halves, because I've done the sort of deconstructed frame as a demo before, and I've put some details on social media for you, but I thought if we actually did this together as part of the craft along, once you've seen it, how it goes together, you can adapt this to be a rectangular frame, a large, a small, however, whatever size you want. It's the same concept. So we're going to build the frame, and then we're going to work inside it, and we're going to build this lovely sort of bouquet of flowers. Now I chose the Just For You one with the roses in, but if you've got a different stamp set, absolutely fine. And then the colouring mediums, I used my tri-blend markers there, and I've used my crystal clear sparkle pen as the brush, so all the flowers have just got that lovely little hint of sparkle on them. So we'll come to those in a little while. So to get us started then, pop that to one side. I've got my pieces of chosen paper and cardstock. I went for the peach in the plain card, which matches my piece of pattern paper, which I took from the garden party pad. We're going to cut into this. And then I've got 2 sheets of craft card for the frame. And then we've got a piece of watercolour card that we're going to do the stamping of all the flowers on later. So I'm going to pop that piece to one side for now. And we need the 2 pieces of craft card to get started with. So large guillotine again, and I'm going to pull the extender out because I need to measure past that 6-inch mark. So the first piece of your craft card, I want you to pop in on the long side there on your guillotine, and we're actually going to cut this to an 8-inch square. So ours here in the UK measures 8 1/4 inches across. So we just need to chop a sliver off there. But I've marked it on the 8, nice clean cut, and then rotate it. And I'm just going to take that 1/4 inch off ours here. I know in the States you guys work on 8 1/2, so you might have to just cut a little bit more if you've got your standard letter size in the States. So that's going to be the back of our actual frame here. So this is what everything's going to sit on when we put it all together. And then your second piece of cardstock, I want you to cut it at 8 inches again. So take that little 1/4 inch off that length of your cardstock. Okay. And then when we turn it, we need 4 pieces that measure 3 inches wide. So we want 4 sections that measure 3 inches. So I know that 4 3s are 12. So I'm going to have to cut one of them out of my spare piece as well. So 3 3s are 9. I'm going to take it to the 9-inch mark there. Cut that one off. And then I can cut that down to 6, which gives me one lot of 3-inch. Take it down to 3, which gives me the next pieces. And then my fourth one is going to come out of that scrap that we've just taken off here. So I know that we've got to take it to 8 inches on the width there, and then I need another 3-inch piece here. Okay, and I'll explain all the measurements when we get into doing the scoring. So just to recap that quickly for you then, the first piece we cut at 8 inches square, so our frame is actually going to be on the outside edge, an 8-inch square frame. And then I've cut a further 4 pieces that are 8 inches in length by 3 inches in width, and we've got 4 that measure the same there. All right, and then while we've got the guillotine out, we will cut these other pieces and pop them to one side. So on your plain on your plain piece of cardstock, I want you to cut this down to 6 1/4 square. So literally line it up again in your guillotine. Just keep use the grids if you've got the grids on your guillotine to keep everything nice and square. And I'm going to make a long cut and then rotate it in again at 6 1/4 inches. So this is going to go inside the back of the frame. Okay, hang on to these pieces because we do need a piece to cut the little border out of as well. So this scrap will come in handy to cut that out of. So I'm just going to keep these to one side. And then again, your piece of pattern paper, we just need a piece that measures 5 3/4 square. So I'm going to take it onto 5 3/4, and this is how I end up with those pieces that are left. If you were watching us earlier, I was talking about trying to use up some of the scraps, because you end up cutting into pieces and then you've got bits spare. So 5 3/4 square, and that's going to make us a nice mat layer. Slightly wider mat on here because some of this is going to tuck underneath the edge of the frame to secure it. So this is going to be the piece that goes inside. So I'm going to pop all that together. Just recap those sizes again. Make sure that we're all on the same tracks. So 1 piece of craft card 8 by 8 and 4 pieces that measure 8 by 3. And then we've got a piece of our chosen plain cardstock that measured 6 1/4 square, and then the patterned one measured 5 3/4 square. All right, so I think everybody's probably kept up with that now. We're going to go on to the scoring.
I haven't seen anyone saying otherwise, so...
Yep. And then once we've done the scoring, I will give everybody a chance to get caught up. So pop the guillotine to one side, and I'm going to swap that out for my scoreboard now. And those 4 pieces that we cut, that were 8 by 3, we're going to score them all identically. So I'm going to take my score tool. I'm working on the inches side of my scoreboard. And I want to score these at, first of all, at 1/2 inch. So down that long length. And with it being craft card, I always sort of give it a couple of scores just to break those fibres. Then we're going to score it at 1 inch. Again, give it a couple of goes just to get those fibres going. Then we're going to score at 2 inches. So I've left an inch gap between those two. Okay. And then at 2 1/2 inches. All right, so just to recap then, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And 2 inches and 2 1/2. So we've created 2 sections that measure 1/2 inch, a bigger section in the middle that measures 1 inch, and that's going to be the width of our frame. It's 1 inch wide all the way around.
Awesome.
And then 2 more that measure 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do exactly the same on all 4 pieces. So we'll just whip through these. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and then 2 inches and 2 1/2 inches.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Loads of people saying hi, Jan, from all over. Lorna Jane's back, looking forward to the demo. Anne's in North Norfolk. Oh, it's lovely in North Norfolk, Jan, isn't it?
Yeah, she's crafted along with us quite a lot, Lorna, and she always posts me her projects. She did a fantastic job of the last one that we did. She did it all in red and white. It looked beautiful.
Anne's in North Norfolk, as I said, so I wonder where. I've got friends that live in Wales next to the sea. It's got the most beautiful big beach. Lorna Jane survives to run 10K. It'd take me a week. Just break it down into bite-sized chunks. That's what I say. And Pamela says, we were out last night celebrating my daughter having trouble waking up this morning. We'll do the craft along later because I love Jan's tutorials. Oh, big night was it? Big night, Pamela.
Right, and then on 2 of these pieces, I'm going to keep 2 of them as is with just those parallel score lines that we've done. You can see there where I've got that set of score lines. 2 of them stay as they are, and then on the other two pieces, I want you to turn them to the long side, and I want you to come in and score at 1 inch, but stop when you get to that second score line. So I always put my finger here just to remind me at 1 inch. And we're just going to stop when we hit that second score line that we did. All right, so it comes into the inch. So we've got an inch by inch square on this corner here. And then on the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same. Because we've got an 8-inch width, I'm going to come into 7 and again, just score down to that second score line to create that 1-inch square in the corner there. So if I just tip it slightly, let's see if we can get those on there.
Can just about see that there, yeah.
Yeah, and then we're going to do the same on this piece as well. So again, 1 inch in on the left, down to that second score line. Don't bring your score line all the way through this time. And then again at the other end, an inch in is at 7, and we're going to stop again at that second score line. So we've got 2 pieces that look like that, and we've got 2 pieces that have just got the vertical score lines in there. All right, awesome. So at that point, we'll just let everybody catch up, Joe, make sure that we're all at the same place.
Okay, absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
Did you just want to recap those original score lines, Jan, just on the long
Yep.
pieces again, just for anyone that is
Yes, we can.
Any stragglers?
So all those long vertical ones then were at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and then we jump to 2 inches and 2.5 inches. All right, so you've created 2 1/2-inch panels, a big inch panel, and another 2 1/2-inch panels on there. Okay?
Awesome.
So I've just let you all get to that point and then we'll carry on.
We'll let everyone get caught up there. Rosalind says, so glad Jan is manually doing this, so I have the frame dies. I love them, but it's nice to see it done from scratch. Karen says, I absolutely agree. Jan is just the best teacher. I learned the most from her.
Thank you.
How nice is that? And also, Sally says, good morning, Joe and Jan. Watching my second show with you today. Well, maybe, you know what, Sally, maybe you'll make it to the craft house later and you'll make it a full house, because myself and Tiffany from Totally Tiffany will be here. I still blows my mind that she's in Arizona and I'm here and we're going to do a show together.
That's crazy, isn't it? The power of technology.
It's like tomorrow as well. It's a bit bonkers, isn't it? It really, really is. I'll quickly just run through what you'll get included if you do want to go for this today, because remember, we have repeated the launch offer for you. You've got your different sets in here, so you've got Enjoy Your Day. You will also receive Just For You, Wishing You Well, and also For a Beautiful Friend. You'll get all of those in there and the ink pad as well. The platinum price on this is awesome, $33.60 or $40 there for you. Talking of awesome, let's go and see how Jenny's getting on. Jenny, how's it going? Are you keeping up so far?
I am.
Oh,
yep, got everything scored
fantastic.
and ready to go.
Have you made one of these frames before?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, well, that'll be interesting. I can't wait to see how you get on. I'll drop in on you again very shortly. Any questions that anyone's got as we go through, I'm here for you. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Pamela Evans says, my daughter graduated last night, Joe, with lots of honours.
Oh, fantastic.
Ooh. How awesome.
Well
Congratulations.
Done, yeah.
I hope she wore one of those hats that you get to, you're not allowed to throw them anymore,
I know, my girls didn't, yeah.
No, because it's health and safety. Had someone's eye out, apparently.
21st century.
Absolutely. Right then, Jan, I think everyone's pretty much ready to go.
We're good to go. So what I'm going to do then is take the 2 that have just got the vertical lines on first of all, and the next thing we're going to do is fold and burnish with our bone folder.
Now you like a smaller bone folder, don't you?
I do, yeah. I know we make 2. I know there was a bit of a conversation the other day about these, and our Debs likes the, I'm going to call it the taller one. All right, and the shorter one, all right? Because I know what they're like in my ear. They're shocking, honestly. So yeah, I like the shorter one. I just like the edge of it here for folding. Yep. So what we're going to do then is everywhere you've got a score line, we're literally, and I tend to sort of bend it with my fingers first just to get those score lines in place. And then just make sure when you actually bring these over that your edges are nice and flush, and then reinforce that score with your bone folder. So again, just make sure it's flush at the bottom there. And we're going to do that on those 2 long pieces first. And I'll explain what I mean. Now, the lady that said that she'd got the frame dies, I've got those frame dies at home as well, and they are beautiful. I love that you've got that decorative element to sort of decorate with on there. But the way that I'm going to teach you how to do it today means that you can do this any size that you wish. Once you've understood this concept and what we're actually making here, you could make this into a really tall, skinny frame. It could be done as a 5x7. I know the die sets that we did, I think, were 6x6, 7x7 and 8x8. And if you've got those, yeah, they've got a purpose, but I just like to be able to make these at whatever size I want them to work with the project that I'm working on. So the two long ones, what I've done is first of all, the first decision is to decide how wide you want your frame. Well, this one's an inch. You might want 1 1/4 inches, 2 inches, whatever. So that's my middle measurement there. So if you were working on something that was wider, you would adjust this measurement. Second decision is how deep you want the box. Now mine's a 1/2 inch here, and I find that quite a nice depth to work with. If you only wanted a shallow one, you could make this a 1/4 inch deeper, you know, make it a little bit wider. So what we've got is we've got the front piece, which is my inch, and then I've got two sides that are a 1/2 inch. And then what I've done at the bottom is I've split that other inch piece in half, because if you leave 1 inch here and 1 inch there to overlap, it's just adding bulk to the base of your frame. So this is the equivalent of this side. I've just divided it in half, which is why we had the 2 1/2 inch pieces. So you can see there that we've got one piece already coming together when we stuck it into our back piece, yeah? So those are the two long side pieces, one for each side. Okay, and then the ones that we've got, those extra score lines that we came down to that second panel, I'm going to put the folds in first just so that you can see what I'm doing. So again, just pop your fingers in there and give them a squeeze and then burnish those lines in. So pretty much like we did with the first one, but we're going to snip into this one with our scissors. So once we've got those folds in place there, that's number one. And then again for the second one. So this is like we did with the first set of two. But as I say, where we've put those extra score lines, we're actually going to snip parts of it away. So just to do that side and that side. Okay. So if you have these facing you with those two short score lines towards you, what I want you to do, and I'm going to draw it on with pencil so that you can see what I'm actually going to cut away. What have I done with my pencil? Oh, it's there. I was say I did have a pencil. So yeah, where we've got these pieces here, this is my score line here. So I'm actually going to cut down here with my scissors. And then I'm going to go from the point where it meets that second score line to this outside edge of the third score line. Now, if you're not confident with this, pop your ruler out and actually line them up. But we're going to cut all this piece away. And then I'm going to do the same at this edge. I'm going to cut down the little score line that we made down to that second line. And then I'm going the other way from the point of that score line to the outside edge of that inch panel. So across that inch panel, we're going to cut at a diagonal like so and take this piece away. All right, so if you get your scissors at the ready then, and I cut the score lines away. So on this side, I'm cutting just to the left and get rid of that actual score line altogether. And as I say, if you're not confident with this, pop yourself a line in with your ruler. But I've done this so many times now that I usually just start from here and literally meet up. And we're going to create it so that we have a piece that looks like so.
Awesome.
Okay, same on the other side. So this time I'm coming to the right hand side to get rid of that score line. So I'm going to cut away the line that we made with the scoreboard. And then again, from that point here to meet it. So you end up with a piece that looks like so. And those are your two parts that we've taken away from it. So these are scrap, we don't need to keep those. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the other one. So I've got those two pieces that we scored in here. I'm going to cut away the score line. And then literally from that edge here, just to meet where you've cut. And the same at this side. So to the right hand side, get rid of the score line so you've got a nice neat edge. And then from here and we're going to take, so we've got 2 identical pieces here. And what's going to happen is, when we put these together, this is actually going to create your sort of mitered corner. So you've got that means of actually creating the mitre on the corner here. So when it all goes together, you've got a really nice finish. All right, so the next step, and I will stop again for people to catch up, but the next step is on all the lines that we've got, the long lines. So obviously these 2, it doesn't matter which side you work with, because we've still got the long side on each one. All right, but on the long side, I want you to use some of your red line tape, and I'm just using the 3mm one here. And I want you to pick one of the edges and run a line of 3mm tape in that first 1/2 inch panel that we created. So stay this side of your score line and literally just run that piece of tape across the bottom edge. So I'm going to do the same on the other one that was still whole. So find that first 1/2 inch panel and just run it up to the edge of the score line there, all the way along that edge. Okay. And then on the 2 that we cut into, you want the longest edge. So this still measures 8 inches. So again, I'm just going to put a line across here, all the way to the end, and trim it. And I find the red line is the best one for this. You want something that's nice and secure. And this one just makes it really easy to work with. You can use a wet glue, but obviously you've got drying time with the glue, whereas with the tape, you've got literally an instant stick, which is really what we need for this sort of project. I'm going to use wet glue when it comes to the other side to give me a little bit of manoeuvrability, but for the base, I want that red line in there. And then the last thing before we take a little pause again is on each end of these now, I'm just going to take quite a decent wedge off the edge there. All right, just to taper the corners so that we don't...
creating a tab on that side.
It is, yeah. We're going to stick this to the back of the card, the actual 8x8 piece that we cut. But just to avoid, because you're going to have pieces overlapping, it's just by taking the corners away, it avoids a lot of build-up with the cardstock. So on each long edge where you've put tape, so to quite a decent...
Sort of a 45-degree angle?
Yeah, sort of, I would say, yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you'll see what I mean when we come to stick them down, that it just avoids a lot of bulk with lots of layers of card being stuck on top of each other. And then again, exactly where you've put the tape, stay on the edge where you've got the tape, and literally take those corners off either side, and then the last one, and then we're good to go to the next step. So again, I'm going to pause there, Joe, so that everybody can get to that same stage, and then we're going to stick them to the back of the frame. Okay,
perfect. Panda Crafters, I wanted to make one of these frames for ages. I'm so glad Jan is doing it. Absolutely. And remember, you can save this video wherever you're watching it. If you're watching it on Facebook, save it or share it. It'll then go to your wall. You can save it if you're watching it over on YouTube. If you do miss it, then don't worry, you can actually come back and watch it anytime you like. You can actually create your own playlists as well on YouTube, which is quite clever. So you could put all your favourite craft alongs in one, or all your favourite launch days in another, or you can have playlists for your products. So you could put your launch day and your craft along. I don't know why this is me putting things on my playlist. I don't know if you've realised, but you can have a Jan folder on your YouTube playlist. Someone was talking about that the other day. Something else I want to talk to you about is the Gemini Mini. Now I know this is the die cutting machine that Jan is going to be using whilst we are. Here we are. Is this not what we're meant to be doing? Oh, okay. Charlotte's just having a moment. What you've got here is the Gemini Mini, which is really great. It is mini, but it is a mighty die cutting machine. What it's also going to get included are your plates in there as well. So it's actually a folder based system, so you have no plates to worry about. You just pop your die in there and off you go. You do get your purple shim in there, which is going to allow you to do your embossing too. You do get a user manual in here which takes you through everything you need to know when it comes to using the machine as well. But this deal's really special because what you're also getting in here, normally we'd charge you $12.99 or $16.95 for the carry case. However, today you get the carry case included free of charge, and this is brilliant because you've got room in here for your mini and all of your... I love popping these. Can I pop it?
Spend ages. Trouble is, every time I do it, the dog sort of like leaves the floor because she jumps
That
every
is,
time I
I
pop
think
them.
there should be some sort of therapy where you can go to, like a big, you know, like soft play for kids, but like this stuff, and you just go in there and you just pop it, big ones, small ones, twisty ones, the lot. So you're going to get that in there. You've also got this little bit of a tool section in here and some pockets in here so you can keep little bits and bobs that you might be working on. You get that included free of charge today. And the thing is, it's a freebie that you definitely want to come back and get at another time. Nice 25 US says, Joe, you looking good, all in capitals. Oh, thanks. Myra Scott wants to know if you could use Centura Pearl to make the frames.
Absolutely,
rather than,
anything,
craft cardstock.
anything, yeah. You can use any cardstock. It just wants to be a decent weight. So I would probably stick with something that's about a sort of 270, 300 GSM here in the UK. I still haven't looked up what the conversion is for you guys in the States, so you'll probably know the poundage weight in the States. But yeah, I wouldn't go much less than 270 because it does need to be quite sturdy. And you'd be amazed at how tough these are when we actually put it together. They really are quite a, you know, a solid sort of piece of kit when you've got them stuck together. But yes, any choice, black card, white card, coloured card, you name it, anything will work.
There you go. I hope that helps, Myra. What we've also got on the show are these. These are very, very busy this afternoon, as they always are. Our tri-colour watercolour aquas. Now, these are incredible because what they basically are, same system that you're used to is something like the tri-blend, but rather than having 3 shades of the same colour in here, what you've actually got are 3 different colours that blend together beautifully. This will make more sense. Again, you're getting the storage included with this, and that is a full set. So if you're looking for something to travel with, I think they're excellent. What they've done then is the team have curated the colours so they all blend and work together. So this is the floral meadow. They come to you in their 3 packs like this. This is a floral meadow, and then each one, you've got 3 colours that blend together seamlessly, but then they're all colours in a family that will work together. So if you wanted to take 1 pack of those, you could use them for 1 scene. You get Floral Meadow. You'll also get the Colour Basics, which is definitely right up my Straza Jan. I love those colours.
Yeah, you could do your rainbow with those, Joe.
Could you? Couldn't you just? You get the Great Outdoors. I love this one in particular. The Rich Floral, I think, is gorgeous. And you will get the Essential Neutrals in there. 28.80 or 42.40 for Club Inspire Platinum members. A brilliant deal on those. They've been ever so popular since we've brought those to you. Right, Jan, we are ready. Here we go. If you want some great therapy, says Karen, try getting these and then popping them with your pokey tool.
Oh yes, I use.
Yes.
That's what I use. Well, I usually it's usually the knife that I've opened my box with that I end up popping them with. But yeah, squeeze them all together and pop, 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 pop. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it, would you? Honestly.
Shadai's got a Nana Jan and a Debbie playlist on her YouTube.
Bless
there you
her,
are.
yeah.
So.
She's always stuck with the Nana Jan.
Nana Jan.
Right from the beginning, yeah.
If you're ready then, Nana Jan, I think everyone else is pretty much caught up and good to
so
go.
we're going to sort of start assembling that frame now. So your piece of 8x8 that we started off with, and again, it doesn't really matter which side. There are sort of 2 slightly different shades to the craft card, but most of it's going to be covered. You're not going to see any of the inside, and what's on the back, it doesn't really matter. So I've used the lighter shade here with the darker shade inside. So I've got my square piece here. The first 2 that we're going to work with are the 2 long sets that we haven't cut into. All right, so we've got 1 for each side. So job number 1 is to take the red liner tape off here, and then I'm literally going to put this face down and line it up with the edge. Now I'm sort of right-handed, so I tend to work this way. If you'll find it easier to work on this side, we're going to pop 1 either side. So I'm literally going to line the bottom corner up here, make sure everything's flush, and then just before I actually press and commit to it, make sure that top edge matches as well, and then give it a press, and then get your bone folder in there to release all those air bubbles and give it a really good stick. So you should end up with just that 1/2 inch section that we put the red line tape on, flush with the edge of your piece of card there. All right, and then I've got the 1/2 inch for the depth, I've got the inch for the front, 1/2 inch for the depth, and then this one will actually stick to make that first side when we get to it. And then we're going to do exactly the same at the other side. Now I tend to spin mine because, as I say, I find it easier to work on this side. So again, take the liner off your tape, fold that 1/2 inch piece in that we've created, and exactly the same. Bottom corner, line it up, make sure that this bottom edge is straight, and you should find that this one goes down relatively easy, and just tack it into place, and then when you're happy with it, give it a really good burnish to make sure it's secure. So we've now got sort of the 2 side pieces at the ready. Okay, then we want the 2 pieces that we snipped into. So we got those 2 pieces that we cut those shapes out of at the edge there. All right, so again, we're going to work on this long edge that we put the tape on, remove the tape, and we're going to spin this so that we've got the 2 top and bottom pieces now. Tuck that 1/2 inch in, lay all this flat, and we're working in that original 8-inch gap. And you can see now what I meant about taking away those little snippets at the corner, because I've got a sort of angled piece here that's going to meet this angled piece. And it doesn't matter if you've not quite got them lined up, it's just taking away. If this had have stayed full length, you've got a 1 layer of cardstock and another layer of cardstock. Starts creating a bit of bulk, and you find that things don't actually lay as flat as you would like. So again, on the original piece of cardstock, forget all the bits that are sort of at the edge here that are sort of all those score lines. We're going for that original piece. Make sure this one's open, and then again we're going to line up that corner just like we did with the others. Take it to the other end here, and just be aware that those need to fit inside those score lines here. So make sure that this one will actually close up and this one will close up. And then once you're happy, again, get that one secured in place. And then the final one is going to go on the other side. So same again, remove your liner, fold that 1/2 inch piece in to make your glue tab. Okay. And then again, open those side pieces, go for the corner of the original 8x8 piece, line it up, making sure that that one will fold up nicely and it's not interfering with it. Take it to the other end, making sure that this one's folding nicely, and then once you're happy, secure that in place. Okay, so you should end up with your 2 sides which are complete, and then you've got your top and bottom that have got those diagonal pieces chopped out of them. So we're not actually going to stick the whole thing together yet, but how it works is that these 2 will come in first, and then this one folds in to create the mitered edge, and that one folds in to make the mitered edge.
How excellent.
And honestly, it's as simple as that. Once you've done this and realised how it works, you can extend this size, so you could have a long frame that's shorter here, just the measurements. These started out at 8 inches purely because my back piece was 8 inches. If you'd got one that measured 7 by 5, you'd cut 2 at 7 inches tall and 2 pieces at 5 inches tall. So literally whatever your side measurements and your top and bottom measurements are is what you start out with the length of the tabs that we've stuck in. So I'm going to get everybody to that stage. I'm going to do the next couple of pieces because those are easy, and then I'm going to let you catch up again.
Okey-doke.
So the 2 mats and layers that we cut, the plain one is going to go central inside here. And again, choice, it can be a tape runner, it can be double-sided tape. I'm actually going to use my collal glue because this set's sort of rock solid and it gives the whole project a bit of stability then. So just on the back of here, I'm going to pop just a thin bead of the wet glue on here and get this one stuck in the back.
You were saying too much glue is where often people go wrong a lot of the time, isn't it,
Quite
Jan?
often, yeah. Less is more where glue's concerned, particularly your wet glue, because you don't want it to all start squidging out of the side. I mean, the beauty of the collal is that it will rub away, but the less you use, you know, you're still going to stick. You don't need to sort of lather it on there. So that one's going to go in the back, and I've just got a nice little frame round here, but that's going to disappear when we put the sides in.
Awesome.
Okay, and then I'm going to stick this one just to mat and layer on top of it. So again, I'm going to use that same wet glue. If you prefer to use your tape runner, that's absolutely fine. Go with whatever suits you best. And then again, just, you know, just enough to cover it. If it's got an orientation, remember the 2 full flaps are either side, and then the cut-in 2's top and bottom. So mine's got a little bit of writing on, so I'm just making sure that that's actually the right way up, and we're going to pop those in the back there. So again, I'm just going to let everybody catch up and make sure you've all got to that section, and then we're going to fold it up to make the frame in the next piece.
Brilliant. All right, why don't we go back to Ohio then, in that case, and check in with Jenny and see how Jenny is getting on. Are you following everything all right so far, Jenny?
I am actually.
Oh, fabulous.
I'm going to go with blues today instead of purple.
Oh, nice. I am loving that. You look very relaxed. You having a nice time so far, Jenny?
I am.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I'll drop in on you again very, very soon. Anyone else that's got any questions or any comments, let me know. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. We're going to let you have a catch up. Whilst you're catching up, why don't we share with you all the details of US shipping and also Club Inspire.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the details there of US shipping and also Club Inspire. Sarah's Creation wants to know what part of Ohio Jenny is in. I will find out next time I go back over there. Sandra Dundas, so could we just have those mat and layer measurements again, please, Jan?
Absolutely. So when we started out, we cut the plain cardstock, whatever colour you chose for the plain one, was 6 1/4 inches across, and then the pattern piece was 5 3/4. All right, normally I would work in 1/4 inch increments, but obviously this I've made the plain piece just wide enough to stick underneath, so there'll just be a little tiny bit of the peach showing underneath.
Excellent.
All right, so 6 1/4 and 5 3/4.
So you just get a tiny flash of the peach.
Yeah.
Rosalind says, thank you, Jan. And all the other videos I watched have you constructing on the side and trying to get them together. So this is great. Adriana says, multitasking a virtual conference on my laptop, CTV on my phone. Want to try this with the succulent collection. Maybe wait till the video conference is over, Adriana, is what I'd say. But I mean, that is some multitasking. Another great video from a Jan folder, says Jean. Aisha says, I'm with Jan whenever I construct. I use the red liner tape too. Any other questions or comments you've got, get them over to me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. I think everyone though seems about ready to go, Jan, if you are.
Good. Right, so we're going to actually fix this together and then pop it to one side while we do all the decoration bits inside. Now, you can continue with your red liner tape, but I find that the wet glue actually works better here because the red line tape grabs instantly. If you don't quite get everything straight on the the first go, you're then into trying to lift it up. So I've gone for our tacky glue this time, which is quite a quick grab, and I'm going to work with this one rather than the collal, which does take a second or two. You get that wiggle room time with the collal. So I've got tacky glue and I've decanted that into, I use it in my little applicator bottle. So we're going to bring in the two full side pieces first, so not the ones that we cut into. This is top and bottom. We want to work with these two long pieces. So what I want you to do is actually fold it in so that you've got two of those 1/2 inch panels together. All right, but you're only going to put glue on the first one. So we literally want wet glue all the way down that first 1/2 inch panel. And I am putting quite a bit on there just because the craft card's quite absorbent, it's quite fibrous. But if you hold it with that second piece folded, so I've got the equivalent of 1 inch here in 2 halves, and then I'm literally going to fold it back on itself. I'm just going to turn it this way so that I can show you better. I'm literally just going to fold it flat now underneath. Okay, so literally just hold it flat there, press it down and just give it a chance to take hold before you do anything else. So just hold it in place for a second or two, and then when we actually stand it up, whoops, mine's not stuck down there, where have we gone? That's it, that's the one. So you should be able to see the inch panel and then your side 1/2 inch panel. All right, so again, just giving it a chance to set. And while that one's setting, I'm going to spin it round and do the same at this side. So I've folded the 2 1/2 inch pieces in, but I'm just putting glue on that first 1/2 inch panel.
Someone's asking about the glue applicators you've got there. These are the precision, what's the name of them?
Fine tip applicators.
Fine tip applicators, that's it. You'll find them over on the website, Softstem. They are there for you, so go and check them out. They do make it handy, I'm guessing, these little precision jobs.
They are, yeah, because this one I find can actually, because you have to snip the top off here when you first get the bottle, it's sealed when it comes to you. It leaves quite a big opening in the end of it, and it comes out quite fast. So you get a little bit more control with the fine tip applicator, and we sell those in packs of 2, and they come with the little stainless steel pin which just pops in the top there. So yeah, I've actually folded it so that this is flush now with the edge of your piece. This is actually the outside edge of the frame. And then literally once your glue's stuck, you can fold it back on itself. Just give everything a good burnish so that it's sort of stuck in place. And then you can just nudge this one. And if I hold it up, you can see now that we've created like a tube on the side there. And Excellent. You've got your 1/2 inch depth, your 1 inch for the front and the 1/2 inch on the inside. Same with this one. Once it's dry, fold it back out, give it a good burnish to make sure that that glue's taken, and then just push it back up into place so that they run parallel. So these outside edges should be nice and smooth now with the edge of that first 8x8 piece that we cut. And you've got those two sort of almost like tubes that we've created with the dimensions there. So those are your side panels. And then because we've cut away this diagonal piece, it allows you to sort of miter those corners. But just before we stick this together, I'm going to flick to my 3mm red line tape. Now you can do this with the wet glue, but I just find that the red line tape actually grabs a bit quicker. So along this edge where we've done the diagonal, I'm just going to put the tape in that little area there, in that 1 inch panel that's got that diagonal line cut on it. So from one score line here to the next score line in that inch. And I'm going to do the same on this side as well. Okay, so this is actually going to stick to this part here. And obviously it's going to grab straight away, which is what you want to do. So again, then we're going to do the same again. We're going to fold the 2 1/2 inch pieces in, but we're just going to put the glue on that first one again. So it's just repetition all the way around. And then literally take the liner off your red line tape so that that's exposing the sticky. And then what we're going to do is actually tuck this one. So you want to have this piece tucked in here. This is going to go underneath, and try and get it so that you get like a nice sort of 45-degree angle, but at the same time just matching up your corners here. So do them one at a time. Give that red line tape a little bit of a press, And then again, make sure that these outside corners are matching. Little bit of a press, and then just try not to push this one too far in. I've gone a little bit, just lift it back out again slightly with your pokey tool there. It wants to be sort of a straight down angle. And then again, hold that one in place just until that glue grabs. So you're creating the equivalent of this tube, but because we've taken the corners off, you're going to get that lovely finish on the bottom there.
And this is going to be handy for so many different things.
Oh, you can make it for anything. Yeah, you can
something
actually
to showcase a scrapbook, putting photos into.
You can actually put another piece with a spine on it that folds over the top to make it almost like a card book, and then you can have your detail inside with a piece that closes and decorate the front as well. So we might sort of move on to that one day. And then we're going to do exactly the same at the other side. So the red line tape on those diagonal pieces. Okay, just like we did on the bottom section. And we're going to put the wet glue along that tab again. So on there, again, we just want that first 1/2 inch piece. Put in a fair bit of glue on there, because obviously this is, you know, it's going to be a piece that you want to show, that you want to, maybe you have, I don't know, hung on a wall or however you're going to display
Someone was saying
it.
earlier in the comments, I was meant to read it out, I did, it passed me by, saying, oh, it's Rosalind, we'll definitely be watching this back. Decided to use paper frames to hand some pictures so I don't have to worry about holes in the walls with heavier wooden frames.
Yep,
Great
fantastic,
idea.
Yeah. So again, just that last one, we're going to do the same again. It's this piece that wants to go underneath to sort of tuck it under like so. And again, just pay attention to these outside corners here. And once you're happy with the line-up of it, press that red line tape down. Same at this side, just paying attention to those outside corners. And then you should have this go straight down again. And again, just give that chance for that glue to settle. And then literally when it's all in place, you can give everything a little press from the back. And you'll find, as I say, it is quite a substantial, to say that it's all made from cardboard. I mean, obviously, if you pressed really hard here, this is hollow, but it is actually quite strong once it's stuck together. So that's the basis of your actual frame there. That's all done. Now all we've got to do is do the decorating. So mine's that way up. I've got my little bit of writing in the top. We're going to make all the bits to go inside, and that's where we're going to bring that Build-a-Bouquet in. So again, we'll let everybody get to that stage, Joe, and then we'll start with some stamping and a little bit of die cutting.
Excellent. Any questions you've got, get them into me. Mary Lee says you could add a hanger on the back so it'd be easily hung on the wall. Absolutely, no reason why you couldn't do that. The frame would make a card into a piece of home decor. Really easy gift. Deborah says, Jan, I'm loving this frame coming together from scratch so much. Rosalind talking about the tacky glue says she sometimes likes to use a tiny paintbrush as well to spread the glue in those areas.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think with a lot of crafting, Jan, it's all just about finding what works for you, really, isn't it?
It sure is, and we learn from each other. You know, you guys, I know you guys chat in the comments and we all learn from each other. You know, there was a couple of suggestions that, you know, I thought, oh yeah, what a brilliant idea. I've not tried it that way. What were we doing the other day? It was when we were doing the... and somebody said, oh, have you thought about doing it diagonally? It'll fit.
Yes.
Oh, the embossing folder, wasn't it? Yeah, and that had never entered my head. I'd gone through it and sort of moved it along in my embossing folder. This lady said, if you put it in diagonally, it would have fit across there on the particular piece I was working on, because I just had a thin strip of card. Never even entered my head. So I'm still learning all the time as well. I'm still picking things up from you guys. So yeah, that's why we love all those comments going on in there.
Absolutely. Right. Let's go back. Who was it that was asking? Sarah's Creation. Sarah's Creation wants to know whereabouts in Ohio you are, Jenny.
I am in Northwest Ohio, so that's just south of Toledo.
Just south of Toledo. It is a great state name, isn't it? Ohio. Like I can't, every time I see it, I can't stop doing it, Jenny. Honestly, I'm driving everyone's bonkers here. Every time anyone sees it written down, they've started doing it back to me now as well. We're going to make it catch on. It's going to become a thing. How do people say hello in Ohio? I think they should start just saying that to each other, don't you?
I think that's a great idea. I really like that.
Excellent. I'm going to put you on a one-woman campaign to get that started then, Jenny, if that's all right.
Okay.
Fabulous. How's that frame coming along?
I got it. Ready to go.
Whoa.
Fantastic, look at that.
Isn't that
Super.
awesome?
Yep,
That
love
looks
it with
gorgeous.
the greeny turquoise in as
Loving
well.
it with the, the sort of greeny blues in there. Really fantastic, Jenny. I'm so pleased that's worked out. First time you've made one of those, would you say it was pretty straightforward?
Oh yeah, it was way easier than I thought it was going to be, because when I first looked at it, I'm like, oh, this is going to take a while, but I mean, that's perfect. It's so easy.
Excellent. So glad you're enjoying it. I'll drop in on you again really, really soon. Any questions you've got, get them over to me. Rosalind says as well, if you're worried about it being hollow, you could always stuff a little bit of paper inside.
You could,
things.
yes, I
That's a good
have
idea,
thought
isn't
about
it?
that from time to time. Yeah, you could just pop something inside there just to bulk it out a little bit. Fabulous ideas. I love all these ideas coming in.
Right, I just want to quickly remind you, because I know we're going to move on to the stamping and cutting now, Jan. So a lot of people going for it. I think a lot of people thinking, oh yes, I'm going to make that awesome frame. So these are the stamps and dies we're talking about with the Build-a-Bouquet. There's 4 different collections here for you. So you've got Enjoy Your Day, you've also got Just For You, Wishing You Well, and For a Beautiful Friend. You will of course get the Flagstone waterproof ink pad in there, the finesse one, so you can do those watercolour techniques. Remember, we did have that Gemini Mini on the show. You've got those tricolour markers, aqua markers on the show too, so do grab those if you need them. As always, any questions, get them into me. Crafts TV on Facebook, Crafts Companion on YouTube. Anita says, I make this box using 1 sheet of cardstock. What you taught me is to put the design paper in before I close the sides up. Thank you for that. So I guess it depends. I guess if you were making a smaller one, if you were confident, you could actually
You can
do it
make
from one piece.
a 6x6 frame out of a piece of 12x12 cardstock, and exactly the same principle. So you fold all your sides in, and you end up with the, you know, the space in the middle. And you're quite right in remembering to pop that piece of paper inside first before you stick your sides in. But that's, I think I did that as a class once when I was still working at Chesterfield store. Same principle, it's just that these open out into the 12x12 piece, and you just cut away elements in the corners.
I think I've seen Debbie do that with a piece of 12x12. Yeah, a great way to do it. I personally, just from someone that hasn't done it before, would say that's quite a simpler way of doing it.
The reason I like to do it like that, as I say, is because you can adapt that to any size that you want. Once you've got that concept now on those 2 straight sides and the 2 mitered sides, those can be any dimension that you want. You know, you could make a really tall 12-inch one by a 4-inch skinny frame if you wanted to do a nice long tall design. Absolutely alter it to whatever you want, and it works exactly the same. Just what we've done today, it just means that you alter the dimensions of the sides that you're working on, that's all.
Brilliant. Well, Pamela,
so we're going to do, sorry.
That's right. Pamela's sent us in a picture of her daughter's graduation, and she also says that she's going to use one of these frames to put the picture into. So there you go. We'll dig that out and we'll share that with everyone, Pamela. Thank you for sending that into us. But yeah, if you're ready, we're ready, I think, Jan. Just
a little bit of die cutting, nice and straightforward, because I want to get into the stamping with those lovely floral stamps. So I chose the border die purely because this was just the right size to fit in my my actual piece. So I'm going to take both of them out, because in this particular one, this piece doesn't have a cutting edge, but I actually wanted the equivalent of a topper to go in my design. So again, I'm just going to pop that down with a bit of tape and get this bit done. And this will go through the mini. So literally, just make sure I've got a border all the way around if you're using this one. And just tape it in place. And then again, I'm just going to take my scissors and chop that down so that it will fit inside the piece on the mini. So just take the excess card, and this was just a scrap from that piece that we cut into at the beginning. So again, we need the mini, and what did I do with my folder? There we go. So you can see that this actually fits inside here quite nicely. Yep. And then we're going to pop that through our mini, and I'm going to pop it forwards, and then I'm going to bring it back again. Because it's quite an intricate little die, we just want to make sure that it's actually gone all the way through. So I've passed it through forwards, and then I'm going to wind my handle back again and just see how we've gone on. If need be, if it doesn't cut all the way through, I've just got a couple of little areas here and here where it's actually not quite cut. So what I'm going to do is leave it in there and just add the piece that I cut off as an extra shim and pass it through, just so it adds that little bit more bit pressure on there. Just want to make sure that all those cutting points have made contact with the cardstock. So just that extra bit of pressure. There we go, look, it's cut beautifully this time. So if ever you're having trouble with anything in your mini, as I say, just shim it up. Wouldn't put anything much more than a piece of cardstock in it, but just that bit of card can make all the difference. So that was the first bit there. We'll take this one out, and again, you know, popping the pieces out you can do at your own leisure. So just to get that one from inside there. And it's a lovely little design, this one. So again, we've got quite a few bits. You know, if you've got your die brush, it works quite quickly. But what I'll do is we'll get everything ready, because if I don't quite get everything stuck together at the end, the actual, you know, sort of putting it all together is the easy part at the end. So as long as we've got all the bits prepared, so I can come back to this. We've nearly got them all out there. But the idea is we've got that piece, and that's actually going to go in a strip on that left-hand side to create that detail that we've got in there. So I'll come back to that in a second. Just get rid of all those bits, and then I want to get ready with the stamping.
You're very good with the bin there, Jan.
Oh,
if that had been Debbie Robinson.
I
she'd have been everywhere.
Can't cope with it all on
I'd
the
have been
floor.
finding them at home in bed with me in 3 days' time, if it had been Debbie, honestly.
Can't cope with it. It stresses me out when I've got bits all over the floor.
I bet she's watching you. She always catches me when I say anything about her, you know. She always
I
finds
know,
out.
She's fizzing this afternoon, isn't she? So she'll be busy.
She's in
Cheryl's back garden.
Cheryl Baker's back garden. I bet it's damp in Cheryl's back garden today. Gosh, the weather is not nice here in the UK.
I know, she could have picked a better day, couldn't she? Right, so let's get cracking with the stamp sets then. This is the focal point of the show. So your chosen set, I've got just for you. We've got all those beautiful stamps, and then it comes with the corresponding dies to cut everything out. And you get a couple of extra dies as well. So we're going to do the stamping first. We need quite a lot of flowers. So what I tend to do is sort of build them up and stamp them in, you know, one go. So I've got the large rows here, so I'm literally going to pop these face down onto my cardstock, just bearing in mind that you need enough space to cut them out with the die. Then we need the smaller one of the rows. I mean, you can choose any of your flowers, you know, this is what I used in my sample, but again, just being mindful that there's enough space to put the dies on, and you're going to have that lovely little white edge around them. And then I also chose the little tiny flower out of that set. And then I want the stems. We need a set of stems to put our flowers on. In fact, I'm going to keep it here because I've got my 6x6, so everything needs to fit in the parameters of that one. I want one of the larger bow, so we're going to pop that. So as many as you can get on at once, to be honest. We're going to do some of the foliage as well. So we've got a couple of bits of foliage there, just leaving room between them to cut them out. And I also want that long, tall flower as well. So let's see how we do. Oh, we've got plenty of room there. I can put that down at the bottom. All right. So once you've got them all in place, you can pick them all up together then with your stamping platform. And I'm going for the waterproof finesse ink in Flagstone. So you want the one that's got the water paintbrush on, because we're going to be using a water-based medium. So this needs to be waterproof so that that line art doesn't smudge when we start adding the other colours to it. So again, get everything sort of inked up and stamp them out, and we need several of some of the designs. So there's going to be quite a bit of stamping and die cutting going on over the next few minutes. So I'll give you a list of what you need, and I haven't done any of mine yet, so I'm going to sort of stamp along with you. So again, making sure that you've got those edges to cut with. Just pop those all down. Give them a press, and then some of them we need to duplicate. All right, so we've got the first set going on there. Just going to give it a little tiny, we only need one lot of the stems, so I'm going to take those off. Pop them on there for now, but then reposition. I tend to just take the sort of surface piece off the ink, off these stamps, and then reposition, and we're going to do the same again. So a large one, medium one, small one.
And are you sort of thinking at this point about what will fit on your platform, Jan, as you're
Yes.
laying these out?
Yeah. So think about the space between them from the point of view of cutting and what space you've got to work with your platform, okay? Now you can do a second one of the bow. I actually decoupage my bow. So I've got a flat piece and then I've got another one just laid on top of it. So if you want to do the 2 layers, you can stamp an extra bow out. And we're going to carry on with the foliage there, and we want another one of those long stemmed ones. Pop that at the bottom and keep stamping. And then I've got a list of how many of each one you need if you want to create the same bouquet that I did. And I'm just going to carry on stamping these out. Didn't clean my stamps
A
particularly
lot of people
well
talking a lot about that frame and how they're going to use that. Pamela says, Pamela says to strengthen the frame, she cuts up a FedEx envelope and glues it to the back of the 8x3-inch strips. No reason why you couldn't do that, I guess. Rosalind says, I can see embossing the frames before cutting them. I have some 12x2-inch embossing folders. Would look lovely along the front
or
of there.
Or you can cut extra strips of paper to decorate them with. You know, there's so many different ways that you could go with them.
Softstem saying it would be great for a mixed media project. Maze Cocoa Patch says, I'm thinking of using the jigsaw-shaped dies, put sheet metal under the matte layer and make the jigsaw puzzle magnetic.
Oh, wow.
Now that's an idea, isn't it?
Going on, yeah?
Absolutely. Dietta's having a very classy day, Jan. She says, hello everyone, I'm going whale watching with our son and his family. Something my hubby wants to do for his 77th birthday today. Our son has a really beautiful fishing boat. Enjoy the show, everyone.
What a day.
Where are you going whale watching, Dietta? I need to know. And please, if you see any whales, pop us a picture when you get back. I'd love to see them.
So what we're going to do then, I'm going to carry on stamping, and to do the little arrangement that I've done here with the extra decorations on the corners, and again this is optional, you know, you might want to just do the main piece in here, but you will actually need 3 of the large one. So I'm just going to pop a 3 on there so that you can take a screenshot of this. You need 6 of the small rose and 8 of the little flower. Okay, 1 lot of stems. We only need 1 of those because obviously that's just going to be the spray. Either 1 or 2. I'll pop a 2 on here just in case you want to decoupage the bow. And then I've got 4 of the little rounded leaves and 3 of the pointy leaves, and then 2 of those large stem flowers. Okay, so that's all together to create what I've got in here. I just counted up what I'd done, and if you want to pop the extra pieces on the corners.
Fabulous.
All right, so I'm just going to carry on stamping now until I've got that quantity together, Joe.
Excellent.
And then we'll do some cutting out in the mini as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay?
Deborah Baumfuff says, Mr. Yodel has delivered me some bees.
Oh,
I bet
do you
you're
know?
buzzing, Deborah.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of people say that they've got their package in today, Joe. We only had it on the show yesterday.
I know. Well, I think a lot of people, they stalk that website these days, you know. And I think, you know, a lot of the times the deals go live 48 hours before the shows. I'm not allowed to tell you the verses for Monday are already live on the website now, so I'm not going to tell you that. Yeah, they're there already. Go and get them after the show. They've sold out literally everywhere. So, yeah, if you've been waiting for them. Maureen says, I'm going to get in trouble now. Maureen says, hi folks, I just managed to cat the last hour. It's that time of the week where I'm watching on my phone while sat in the car park in the hospital waiting on mum who is visiting my dad. Great that you are watching and tuning in. Sending you lots of love, Maureen. Yeah, any questions you've got, get back to me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. What would you normally be doing on a Saturday? I do this every weekend with our guests, our experts. I don't know why. Jan, I think it's because I'm nosy, you know. What would you be doing on a Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. if you weren't here at Crafters TV?
Oh,
Johnny would definitely be in the pub. He'd be at the pub.
That's a good question. It depends. Sometimes I'm prepping if I've got shows early on in the beginning of the following week. Sometimes it's chores, housework chores, which are always at the bottom of the list. I always find something to do rather than doing chores. I hate it, detest it. Thankless job. Sometimes it's washing. Very rarely go out on a Saturday because it's often busy. It's often busy, I find, on a Saturday. Yeah. So I'm just trying to work out what I've got here and what I haven't. So we've got 3 of those. I've got 2 of those, 1 of those,
This is a very good logical way of doing it, Jan, writing them in and then crossing them out.
Well, to be honest, it's like when I actually did the sample, I just stamped a load out. So I've actually got a few, you know, bits and pieces, and I just stamped loads of them out, filled the sheet up, but then this is what I actually used in the design. So I need an extra one, a 1, 2, 3, an extra one of those. I need some more of the little one there, and some more of this one.
And I mean, you could, I guess you could just, if you just wanted to stamp a load out and then just, I mean, there's no right or wrongs with the composition,
No,
I'm guessing, Jan, is there?
absolutely not, no. You can go for whatever you want. I'm literally just following what I've done on that sample piece. You know, our customers, you know, they might want to put a different formation together. It's absolutely fine. So literally, I'm just conscious of the time. So what I'm going to do is show you the next step. And then you can always add extra flowers and build up that composition towards the end, or even after the show, because that's not the difficult part. So the next step after this, let me just pop these spare stamps back on that carrier sheet, otherwise I'll end up stuck to something and be looking all over the place for them. So pop those on there. And the next step, now there's two choices now. You can either colour and then die cut, depending on how confident you are at die cutting. If you're not so confident on getting everything straight, then there's no point in spending an age colouring something to then cut it out and it not be in the right place. So I find it easier to colour when it's all in one piece. But on that note, I'm literally going to do some die cutting first, because I know, as I say, there's nothing worse than when you've spent ages colouring and shading and got it just how you want it. Pop your die on and it's skew-whiffed, and it's soul destroying when you spent all that time. So what we'll do is we'll actually get some of these taped down, and again, you can probably fit more than one in your mini. So the die cutting edge on here is in the centre of the die, so you can actually see the outline of your stamp all the way round there, and then tape it in place. And again, we've got that smaller rose, so it's just a case of working out which way round it fits. And I would literally tape each piece down with a little, you only need a little piece of tape, but just so that it's not gonna slip. And then we'd chop the pieces up so that they'll fit in the mini. So again, we've got leaves there. So you can do these in multiple sets. You don't have to go through sort of a gazillion times cutting each piece separately. So literally get them stuck down as to where you want them. And then just chop out, again, making sure that you leave enough space near the ones that are still stamped to give you that edge. Okay, so let's just start with those three and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to keep those intact. I'm going to bring the mini back in, and then I'm going to load up the, oops, it's alive. Load up the platform, fit in as many as you can for one pass, because these are only small dies, and then pass that through your mini. And you're going to get a collection of all those little flowers ready to colour in then.
Excellent.
All right, so I'll leave you guys to play with those and get on with it. That's fairly straightforward, and you get each piece ready then to start colouring in with your, we'll have a go with the markers then. Okay?
Excellent. So,
so just make a pile of them already.
Those bits out, making a nice little pile of them. We've also got that picture that Pam sent us on Standby. Let's have a little look at that. Which is awesome. It was Pam's granddaughter. Oh, I love the dress. I love the flowers.
Look at that. It's all decorated.
So gorgeous.
That is stunning, isn't it?
There's the hat. Treat people
beautiful.
with kindness. I love that. So cool, Pam. Thank you so much for sending that in. Right, I just want to quickly mention the mini for you again. It is available on the show, and it's perfect for these sort of smaller stamp and die collections when we bring them to you. Remember what you're getting in here, everything that you need. It is a mini machine, but it does pack that punch because, of course, it is from the House of Gemini. So it means that even though it's a manual machine and a smaller portable machine, you've still got the pressure that you need to cut through through even intricate dies. You saw Jan using it there with that beautiful lacy border. You do get the folder included, and you get also the purple shim. The folder, it's a folder based system, so your die and your cardstock goes in there, and then this purple shim is for using your 2D embossing folder. So you get all of that, and normally that's what you'd get, and that would be a great deal if that was all you were getting. But today, because we've got it on a special promotion, you can get it with the carry case too. And the case is brilliant. Room for your folders in here, your machine. You've got somewhere to store your tools on here, on this sort of detachable tool holder. And then you've got a little pocket in the top of there. All beautiful quality, as you, of course, you would expect. So do grab a hold of that if you don't already have it. It's great maybe for your crafts on the go, or, you know, taking some crafts away with you. What I'm going to do is give you a chance to get that die cutting done. Whilst you do that, let's share with you how you can watch and shop at the same time, and also the details of Club Inspire.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen, or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easy to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the fantastic details there, of course, of Club Inspire. Sorry, it's Pamela's daughter. I said it was Pamela's granddaughter. Sorry, it wasn't me who got it wrong, it was Johnny. There you go. I don't know that it was Johnny up, but I'll always blame Johnny because you can't see him. It's easy for him to take the blame. I'm here with you. He's just through there. Pamela says, my fave quote, crafting comes before housework in the dictionary, therefore I must craft first.
I used to run a blog years ago, and on the header of my blog it said, what was it? Crafting forever, housework whenever. And I've always stood by that. Crafting forever, housework whenever. Yeah.
Absolutely, I love that.
So that was my mantra.
Aisha says, yes, we do stock the website. Yes, the verse is available, but not all the components of the kit, Joe. Need to order an extra binder. I'm pretty confident that all of the items that are on there at the moment are the items that are launching on Monday. So everything that's going to be on Monday should be on there. Don't take my word for it. Disclaimer. Carol D says, getting a late start to this morning, but super excited to craft along project later on. Jan never disappoints with all of the projects. And who says, yeah, Rebecca's already got her order in, and her Versus bundle is arriving on Monday. Excellent. That is good stalking, yeah. Rebecca. That is super good stalking. Deborah says, yes, Joe, I am indeed buzzing to start creating with the new Be Beautiful collection. The Versus Compendium, what's there on the website right now is what's launching on Monday. So that is the whole shebang. And knowing what happened yesterday when it was released somewhere else, I don't know how long it will be there for on Monday. It's been extremely busy on that. House chores are so boring, says Valerie Puccini. I used to be much more fussy with the cleaning. She says something else, but I don't know what she means. And I think, I'm just not going to say it. Yes, any questions or comments you've got, still keep getting them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube, and I'll make sure I get them over to Jan. How are you doing, Jan? I'm
just making that one last pass, and although I haven't actually got all of mine cut yet, because it does take a little while, I'm going to start and show you how to colour them in. We can always add more to this as we go on. So I've just got as far as I've got with them to make sure that I've got a little bit of each of the designs, and then we'll come back to these in a little while. I think I've got a bit of everything going on there. Don't throw the dies away, Jan.
Oh no, don't throw the dies away, Jan. I
just need that one so that we've got a bit of everything. And again, you know, I mean, colouring, colour choices is a personal thing. You know, if you want to follow mine directly, I'm going to show you what I used. But if you want to sort of do your own thing with your colours, absolutely fine. So I actually used my tri-blend markers here. Got mine in the case, and I used a combination of, I've popped the colours down, I did a little swatch for you. So I've got the green one, which has got 3 different greens in here. So I've used all 3 of these throughout the colouring. I'm going to take that one out. And then I've got the one that's got tulip in there and the rose pink, are my 2 pink shades in that one. And then we also want the gold, and didn't use the other 2 on that one. I just want the yellow out of that one because it's a nice rich yellow. And then we had, let me have a look, what else do we need? I need the amber one, which is that sort of mid corally orange colour. And then the desert, which is the sort of browny one. So I'm just going to take out the pens that I need, and that was the range that I chose. I tend not to go with too many different colours because it can sort of get a little bit busy. So again, I'm going to take out the pieces, and if I work on here, you'll be able to see a little bit better as to what we're doing. So take out the pieces that you're going to work with now. And we'll start on one of those bigger roses, and the bigger ones I did in that lovely amber colour. So again, in fact, actually I'm fibbing. I'm going to start on some of the foliage. 2 different techniques. The foliage I wanted quite sort of vibrant, so I actually took the pen straight to the paper. So I'm going to use the mid green, which is bud green, and literally, because you've got that beautiful brush nib on these, you can get into those areas and add the colour direct to the cardstock. So wherever you've got the foliage, you can have a play with your greens. Now again, you know, choices here. If you want to do what I call just the flat colouring and just add 1 layer, absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. You know, it doesn't have to be an absolute masterpiece. If you're not at that level, it doesn't mean that you can't access it. Just access it at your own level. If you do want to add a little bit of shading, I just went to that darker one, which is the verdant green at the back here, and just added just at the bottom of the leaves, you know, and it depends how fussy you want to be. I can spend an age colouring. So each of the leaves done, and then the little, what I call the rounded leaves here, I use the middle one, which is the meadow. So this one's a little bit lighter green here, and again, just that point can get into the finest of places here. And this is on your watercolour card, so it's made to receive those water-based products there. And again, I took the middle, the meadow one, and just added a little tiny bit at the base. But take this as far as you want it. Don't make it an ordeal. You know, colour it to the extent that you want it to be. Now on the flowers, I didn't want these to be quite as vivid, quite as bright colour. So what I did with those, I'm going to take my amber one, which is that one. Yep. And I'm actually going to put the colour onto my glass mat here. And that's where your crystal sparkle pen comes in. I'm going to use this as a water brush. All right, so I'm just going to give it a shake to get that sparkle moving in there, and you'll get a lovely sort of glittery finish on these then. So you're picking up that watercolour pigment, but by adding the glitter out of here, gives you a really nice finish. And because we're going to use this as a water brush, it's going to dilute those colours down a little bit. So don't worry about it discolouring the end of here, because it just wipes away when you've finished. But this again couldn't be easier. You don't even have to worry about where you're putting, you know, each petal. Don't fuss. It's not like alcohol where you just have to do a bit of a time. Just get that colour down there. And because you've incorporated that overlay pen, it's going to add a little bit of glitter in there as well. So when it's dry, you're going to get that lovely little sparkle going on it. And again, you know, if you want to darken areas of it up, you can just add a little bit more from your craft mat into those areas that you think might be darker, and play around with it as much or as little as you wish. I'm always sort of aware that everybody's at different levels. We all start out somewhere with the colouring. You know, I've been doing it for years and years, and it's something that I really enjoy. So I can spend an age colouring. But again, you say take it to where you want it, and then just have a little bit of scrap tissue or something handy. And when you finish with a particular colour, just wipe your brush off on the scrap, and you'll find that all that colour just disappears out of it, so it doesn't contaminate your water brush. And then again, the smaller rows I did in the tulip pinks, one of my favourite ones this, you know I'm a pink girl. So again, little bit onto, I love that noise as well, love it honestly. Doesn't take much to please us crafters, does it? So again, just pick it up with the brush just the same, and get that colour down there. As I say, with an alcohol, I would be saying to you, work on a small area at a time so that it doesn't dry. But with this, it's brilliant. Just get it down there, get the colour in, and add that sparkle as you go. If you find that it's not as sparkly as you would like, just give your pen a gentle little squeeze to actually get some of that ink out of the pen running, and you'll find that it'll mix in beautifully. And again, you know, if you want to darken areas up, once it's dry, you can go back in certain places and add a wee bit more of the colour if you wish. So that's the smaller rows there. And then what else have we got? The little tiny flower I did in the gold. So I've got some yellow ones. So again, I'm just going to take that one onto here. You can see the sparkle on there. Look where it's actually, don't want to waste too much. Okay. And then again, we're going to take some gold and pick it up from there again, and nice and simple into there. So don't make this sort of a chore. If you enjoy your colouring, take some time on it. But I've just had a little bit of that amber in there as well, just to give that one a little bit. You can mix your colours. You don't have to stick to one colour if you don't want. So you've got those little tiny ones. They're drying nicely now with the sparkle. What else have we got? We've got the ribbon was done in the tulip. So we've actually got a bit of that on the go. So that's the pink that we used for the medium-sized rose. So again, pop that colour down. If you just need to refresh, you can add a little bit more onto your mat. And it goes such a long way, you know, your pens last such a long time. If you want that brighter, more vivid shade, then just go direct to your die cuts with the pen like we did on the green. Can you see how this is much brighter than the pastel tones with the other? So again, it's all personal preference, you know, do what suits you. Or I often say, if you're making it for someone, you know, what you think your recipient would enjoy. You might want to do it in their favourite colour scheme, that kind of thing. So that's the little bow. And then we had the stems there. The stems I'm going to do again straight with the pen. So literally just with that fine tip. And I mean, this is how you can, look how fine those pieces are, but you can still get that fine brush nib into those little areas there. So again, straight onto the cardstock. And that's why I picked the watercolour card, because it'll withstand, you know, those wet products with your watercolours. Okay, if you prefer to use your brush, absolutely fine. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it.
I think there's a lot of people in the colouring coma at the moment, Jan.
Oh yeah, have everybody gone quiet?
There's no...
Have they stopped talking to you, Joe?
There's absolutely nothing. It's like a tumbleweed just blew across the surface of the iPad. It's so quiet.
Yeah. So again, you know, if you want to add a bit of depth in there, go for it. If you know, if you're happy with just that one layer of colour, absolutely fine. So I'm just going to go back in with the lighter one there, just to sort of blend that in. So where those stems have crossed over, I've just added a little bit of shade in there. And you've got those at the ready. So you can see how, if you haven't used these before, you can see how easy it is to start building up your bouquet. You can see here, it's as simple as deciding where you want everything to go and just building, you know. So there's not really a set way of doing this, but you can see, you know, that would just be a very simple one.
Oh, I
I've
like
actually
that.
gone further than that. I've just sort of bulked it out a little bit. And then just at the bottom here, I did ask you on your list to just grab a little scrap of vellum. And what I've done is I've just used the die. I love the shape of this vase. All right, and I've just die cut a little vellum vase out that we're going to use as well. So again, all through the mini, I love the fact that all this stuff fits through here. And we've not got to worry about sort of having a big Gemini or anything else out there. So again, just to pop that one through. And it is just vellum. I just wanted a hint of something there, oops, on the bottom. And you can see there now where we've got that sort of translucent, so you can see the stems through it as if it's inside a vase.
That's really cool. I like that, Jan.
Yeah. So this is where we're heading with it. So I think for the time being, Joe, we've got half an hour left on the show, and the bulk of it is actually getting all this stuff ready to assemble.
Right.
So I think I'm going to let people carry on and build up that collection of flowers, and then maybe toward the last 10 minutes of the show, we'll look at actually assembling it into the design there.
Okay, so everyone's got sort of, 15 minutes to sort of carry on colouring
just as
and
much
cutting
as you
and colouring.
want. Yep, see how far you get with it, yeah? Because I've not got all
Excellent.
mine cut out yet either.
Sounds fantastic. Shaddai says, sorry, Prince Joe, what am I like? We're all mesmerised. What am I like? She even says it, spells it like that as well, which is brilliant. Charlotte says, Jan is a great teacher. She has our attention. Sandra says, hubby is just going to the website to order the verse collection for me.
Oh,
You've got him very well trained there. Aisha says, yep, colouring coma here. Who is it? Gilmer says, Rhonda, yes, Jan, a knack of capturing our complete attention whilst teaching us. Barbara loves the idea for the vase as well. I think a lot of people really enjoying that. And that was really clever. I think it really looks like a vase of water, which is fantastic. Don't forget, if you want to do this craft along, you haven't yet got these products, then it definitely is not too late. You can, of course, place your order today, and then once they arrive, you can come back and watch this back any time you like. Let's pop back to those tricolour markers. This is how they come packaged to you. So they come in packs of 3. It's a complete collection of the 4 different packs that you're getting in here, and I'll just show you how that works out. So what's happened is with these, they are sort of the tri-blend system. Rather than having 3 shades of the one colour, what you actually have are 3 totally different colours from our aqua marker shades. And what they've done is put these together and curated them so you've got 3 colours which blend together seamlessly. So you've got bright floral that has rose pink, jasmine, and also the tulip. They all blend together beautifully. Warm fiery has gold, cosmos, and sunset. They blend beautifully. And then you've got bud green, meadow, and also the verdant green within the fresh verdant. They blend together beautifully. But then all of these colours are designed to work complementary to each other. So if you wanted to, you know, take that 1 pack of pens, which would be one of the 3 packs, you can create a project just using those 3. There are 3 sets in here. The colour basics, absolutely my favourite. And in there, you've got warm primary, cool primary, and complementary. You've also got great outdoors. That's botanic natural, cool marine, and rich floral. And then finally here you've got the earthy neutral, the rich neutral, and the grey neutral. Now, not only do you get all of your pens in there, which is amazing, you also get the carry case included as well, which is just fantastic because that really is everything you need. It's worth $11.99 that. You're getting it included today, which is excellent. And it means that's a whole collection. You can travel with that, good to go. You can even maybe pop a project in the back of there. and you've got something that you can take away with you, which is fantastic. I think it's a really brilliant deal on those. They've been so incredibly popular ever since we launched them, so do grab that. Should we go and check in with the lovely Jenny in Ohio and see how she's getting on? How are you doing, Jenny?
I'm doing good. I'm loving coloring these little petals and stuff. I've got, I don't know if you can see, but I've got the rose and I've got the glitter, the clear sparkle on it.
Excellent, I love that.
And I absolutely love the vellum vase.
It's a good idea, isn't it?
Such a great idea.
Yeah, really awesome. Now, I know you've been doing some other crafting with these, Jenny, already. Did you fancy showing me a couple of the other bits behind you that you've done already?
Yep.
Excellent.
So here's one that I did. It's like kind of like a bow front.
Love that. Super cute. I love the lily in there.
And it was a cut.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a cut and emboss frame too.
Cut
I
and
love
emboss.
that with the cut and emboss folder in there to highlight it. Yeah, that's made its own
Gorgeous.
little
And then I
frame, hasn't
decided
it?
to make it look like a little flower shop, maybe.
We've just lost Jenny
Oh.
there for a second. We've just lost Jenny in a second. We'll come back to Jenny. We'll find Jenny. Oh, she's she's back. She's back with us. The modern technology there, Jenny. Sorry, we lost you for a second.
Yep, okay. So this is one of those character boxes, but I did it like a little flower shop.
Love that. That is super cute.
Oh wow! I've not had a
And
chance to
then-
have a play with those yet. I haven't got those yet. Oh, I'm a bit jealous there.
And then this is one of my favorite kinds, is doing the one that just kind of,
With the curve, that is
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
I love that
Really
vase
love
on that particular one. That long, tall sort of, it's like a ewer. Is it a ewer it's called?
I'm not sure, like a jug almost.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. Well, it looks like you've had quite a lot of fun playing with them before today, Jenny.
I have.
You've got loads done there. Right, I'm not going to distract you too long because I can see you're beavering away there, cutting and colouring. So I'll come back to you again before the end and see how you've got on. Lots of you still chatting away. Anne says, could you use acetate for the vase? Absolutely. You can use
just the
whatever
same,
you want,
yeah.
really, can't you? Patty says that there are only 12 that have been released. I have the set of 12. We're not sure if I'm missing anything from the first release. I hate having incomplete collections. At the moment, there are only 12 of these. I think there might be some plans to bring some more to you, but at the moment, it is these 12 that I've just shared with you. It's the whole collection. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a minute just to keep continuing along with the colouring and the cutting. I just can sense everyone busy getting on with their crafty projects. So I'm going to share with you all the details of US delivery and also the details of Club Inspire.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Peg saying Jenny is such a cutie, love her hair and her cards, absolutely. Rebecca talking about Jenny's makes, saying they're also beautiful and different and fun. Thanks for sharing them. And Aisha saying great job as always, Jenny. Right, should we have a look at some of the other stuff that's on the show? Don't forget about that mini, because what you're getting is the bag here. So you've got the mini itself, you get the folder, you also get the purple shim in there for the embossing folders, but the bag itself worth $12.99 or $16.95. That comes to you included on this particular offer, which is awesome. That was Jan's pen you could hear. She loves that noise. The other thing we've got for you is the Jan's off. The large die and stamp storage folder with the magnetic and acrylic panels. That's available for you in the show. That's excellent. You get a pack of the acrylics, perfect for all your different stamps, and a pack of the magnetics, which are awesome for all of your different dies. Sparkles. These are the new configurations when it comes to your sparkle pen. So what you're going to receive in here, you're going to get the 3 pieces of the Essential, Bright, Soft Pastels, Antique Vintage, Earthy Natural, Tint and Tone, and the Clear Overlay as well. $64.95 or $84.75. Great Club Inspired discounts there for you as well. Now the 3D foam collection with 40 sheets of foam and foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll. Hey, $14.28 or $23.90, $11.42 or $19.12. Charlotte was loving foam on a roll there. She's got foam on a roll as her ringtone apparently, Charlotte. Is that true, Charlotte? Is it?
Oh dear.
$7.98 or $11.98 will get you 45 sheets of the amazing watercolour cardstock. Perfect for this particular type of project. We've got some tape pens for you. You've got the dotty ones, 718 or 1001 for platinum members, or you can go for the straight ones, the extra strong ones. Here they are. 638 or 958 becomes 510 or 766. Emily says, great show today. It is a great show. We're having a lovely day today. Don't forget as well, there's loads of Charlotte's having the best time in there. She's on such top form today. She is very rambunctious today, honestly. She's running around like a dog with 2 tails. For Holiday says, hello and good morning from Florida. Been watching while doing the housework. And Bill's been dragging you all around on the phone. Well, I'm glad we've been able to lighten your day a little bit there as well. Remember, of course, the Build-a-Bouquet, which is what we are looking at, which is the main element, of course, of the craft along today. You get 4 different collections of stamps and dies in here. So you've got Wishing You Well, which is this one here. Then For a Beautiful Friend, you've got Just For You. You also have Enjoy Your Day in there as well. $33.60 or $40 if you want to grab a hold of those ones. Right, are we ready to go back to the lovely Jan?
Just
How
about.
Are we doing over there, Jan?
Just about, yeah. I've not got all of mine done, so I'm not sure that everybody at home will have. But what I have done is concentrated on the ones to make the main bouquet, because after that, the rest of it's decoration, and it's on my social media. So if you want to actually go along with the ones that I've done, then you can just follow it and pick it up from there. So I've just got those two. Those 2 little, where are we? Middle one, yeah, the little flower heads there. I'm going to go just for speed, direct onto the paper there. And then I think I've just about got enough cut to do that main sort of piece in the frame. Green, just put a little bit of green in there, because it's not going to be seen this too far down. So I'm not worried about taking all that down to the bottom. All right, so here we go then. So if we just pop all these to one side, that's my arrangement. Let me just get rid of that before I end up with everything stuck in it. Okay, and my arrangement there, this is what I'm going to work with, and I think I've got enough here, as I say, to make this main bouquet here. The rest of it, you can just follow my design if you wish to add the other pieces into it. So we just need to make sure that all those pieces were just finished popping out of the border that we did, and we're going to pop that on with our dotty tape pen because that is excellent for this kind of thing. So right sort of glue for the job, and obviously with something as intricate as this, that dotty tape pen's going to do the job just fine. All right, so we've got most of those out there. I think we're good to go. So I'm just going to move the flowers to one side, bring the frame back into play, and then again I want my dotty tape pen on the back of here, just nice and light all the way across the back there. And this is going to go left or right. Again, I chose the left hand side for this and built the flower bouquet at the right, but you know, like I said, decoration is quite a personal thing, so I love it when people sort of do their own versions of things. This is the original design, but then take it, you know, into your own colour scheme, into your own layout, and they all look fabulous. So this one, still got my writing up in the top, just check if your paper's got an orientation that it's the right way up, and then I've literally just gone with this one about equal distance, sides and top, and then that's going to leave me plenty of room to actually put that little bouquet. So that one's going to stick in there. And then to start building the bouquet, I always lay it out sort of dry first. So I've got my flowers in front of me on the mat here. If I turn them round that way, they're upside down, but you'll be able to see what I'm actually working with then. So obviously we're going to need to lay the stems down. They're going to be sort of fairly flat and reasonably close to the bottom, with the little vase over the top there. And what I did was just pop a little tiny bit of wet glue on the bottom of where the bow's going to go. So this isn't actually stuck down in its entirety because, again, vellum's one of those things that's not easy to actually adhere without seeing it, but we're going to pop the bow over that bit here so it won't actually show when we get there. And then what I did was just stick the actual stems down. So I'm using the wet glue. I've got my little fine applicator there just with the tacky glue in, and again position this, again centre it sort of between the outside edge and your border, just a little bit up from the bottom there, and it didn't bother me that this bit wasn't stuck down. All right, when you've got all the rest of the bouquet in there, it will look fine. So then lay it all out where you think things want to go, and I'm going to follow my design that I did before. So I've actually got the two tall pieces right up at the top here, so they're going to poke out almost up to the top of the frame with one of the green leaves in the middle of there. Okay, and then the larger roses are actually going to come to the sides like so, and then I've got sort of extra leaves coming. And you want them sort of layered as if it looks, as you know, as if you've got them all together in a vase. The last one I'm actually going to raise on a foam pad to just give it a little bit of dimension there, but the rest of them are actually going to go in flat.
So do you do sort of like a bit of assembling, then a bit of sticking, Jan?
Yeah, once I've decided where everything's going, I sort of work from the back towards the front. So look at which ones are actually on the back. So for example now, I know that this piece is actually on the back, so I'm not going to put anything else underneath there. So once you're happy that that bit's in place, you can get your glue on there and actually stick that in place. The same with those long ones. I know that nothing else is going to sit underneath there, so I'm literally going to put, and I am rushing now because literally, you know, we're running out of time.
12 minutes left, Jan.
You've got much more time to sit and play with this at home. Okay.
Yeah, so it might be a bit tight to get your pictures at the end of this. So what I would say is send them in to us between shows or as you finish them, studio@craftscompanion.co.uk, and then what we'll do is during the later Craft House show, we'll share some of them then, which is awesome.
Brilliant.
There won't be a demo, we're going to have to do a demo of the day in the show. This will obviously be the demo of this show.
Yep.
There'll be no demo of the show in the later show because it's Tiffany's show. So it'll be a two-horse race between Jan. So you will definitely have two up this week, Jan, which is awesome. There's some stiff competition though, looking at the Cabinet of Creativity. The Fish will be back tomorrow for 2 shows with me. No doubt, much giggling will ensue. We're together for a craft class, I believe, in the afternoon, 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. East Coast, and then Second Chance Sunday, 7 p.m. In the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast time. A little bit of a shorter week for me. I'm actually off on Monday, just taking a day's holiday. So it'll be my Fake Friday tomorrow, Second Chance Sunday. With Debbie, what could go wrong?
Who knows?
What could go wrong? It's Charlotte and Johnny's Fake Friday as well. Charlotte doesn't want to. I think Charlotte's willing to come in all day next week. And she doesn't want to leave ever. She always loves to be here. She's actually got a week off next week. What are you doing with your week off, Charlotte? Going to Scotland.
Lovely.
Whereabouts? Yep. Pitlochry. It's near Perth. Excellent. Lots of you chatting away. Sarah's Creation says I'm being very well behaved today. I thought I was always this well behaved. Do you think I'm being particularly well behaved, Jan?
Very well behaved, Joe.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not.
I don't know. Joanne says, I would think you could use the new glossy highlights over the vase to make it look like glass.
Oh, what a fabulous idea. I love all
idea,
these ideas
Joanne.
coming in, Joe. Absolutely brilliant.
Gilmore says making your own frame will be so much better than trying to find one in a store that's just right. Absolutely.
Yep. And I mean, you can
make it for
embellish
yourself.
those however you want. You know, we talked about embossing part of the pieces. You could add extra layers on top, extra pattern papers on top. You know, if you've bought the acrylic markers, you could do your own hand design on top of there. It's endless, absolutely endless what you can do with those. I just kept it plain for this one because I knew we were going to sort of, you know, sort of just be in with the time frame for the show. So literally all I've done is just layer these up, just following that original design there. And I've got a variety of colours and a variety of sizes, just like you would if you bought a bouquet of flowers, using that acrylic glue there, the tacky glue. And I've forgotten to tuck my little pieces in the back, so hopefully we can just lift up there just to slot those in underneath.
Excellent.
Look.
Apparently the Fish had a hysterical giggle during the week on Create and Craft. Nigel May, they both lost it. Was she trying to draw a spider, but it ended up looking like she was trying to draw an owl, but it looked like a spider, and they called it a spowl, apparently. Maybe we'll ask her to recreate it when she's in tomorrow.
Maybe, yeah.
Those acrylic, I think they might have gone, those acrylic markers. If those acrylic markers haven't gone, we'll get us to try and do that. Last week she had a similar faux pas, Johnny was saying, with a bunny. Oh, she put really evil eyebrows on it. Very scary bunny, it turns out. Bless
and
her.
then that last one, I'm just going to pop a bit of foam pad under that last piece there. Put the sticky side down, Jan. And then raise that one. You know, you can shape them as well. I've literally gone through this at quite a pace here. That's going to bring all those together now. And then I also used a little bit of foam pad under the back of the bow as well. So just a thin piece under here, just to raise that bow. And then, as I say, what I did was actually stamp the bow out again, and I cut some of the areas away so that it looked as if it was decoupage. So when I cut it the second time, cut the back pieces here away, which is bits that are underneath, and actually decoupaged it up. So again, you know, there's all those little extra pieces that you can do in your own time. We've got one last little bit of foam pad that's being stubborn now. There we go. Whoops. And then this is going to cover that area where we had that little spodge of glue there on the framework.
Fabulous.
Okay. And then finishing off wise, the sentiment is in the stamp set. So I actually stamped out with love from me to you, which is in the stamp set just here. So I just popped that onto a little scrap of the watercolour card that was left. And then the extra flowers that I asked you to cut out, I've just used. And as I say, you can have a look, if you have a look on my Facebook page, or if you come back to the show, you can see how I've laid that out. And then in the pennant die that I asked you to get, I adore this. This little tiny wee butterfly in here, I've used it so many times. It cuts the butterfly and the flower together. I didn't actually need the flower, but that's how I've made the little butterflies to decorate. And then once you've got everything how you want it, if you've invested in these, when we've had them on the mixed media shows, you've got your Cosmic Shimmer 3D accents here. And I use the Frosted Sky, which is like a pearl one, and I use the Dusky Pink. And you can see here, I've actually used the Frosty Sky. In fact, we'll do this one now on here, just to get in. And I always check it first to make sure that it's actually, it's working properly. So yeah, we're good there. And this dries raised. So all the way down the center, there's a little tiny dot in the center of this particular design where it all comes together, and you've got 5 areas of it. So I'm literally just going to squeeze. And again, if you haven't got these, you can use your own self-adhesive pearls, that kind of thing, but this dries in that little domed shape. Okay, so we're just going to pop a bit of that in between each of those just to decorate that lovely border in there. And then I also use this particular colour just to add some little flower centres in those, just the tiny ones that have actually got a centre in them. The roses obviously don't need it. Whoops. So we've got just the ones in there. And then also when I'd done that final decoration on my frame, I actually added the pink one, just a few little dots just around in the centre of the butterflies. And then I also used one of these in the centre of that bow. So again, just make sure that everything's running smoothly. And I did quite a decent size one. So just squeeze till you've got it the desired size, and a little wiggle, and it will actually dry in that domed effect. So whereas we didn't get all the decoration finished, I think you've got the idea of where we're going with it, and I am sure that you guys are capable of finishing that at home, and then you can post pictures on either Crafters TV, I'm a Crafters Companion, on our own Facebook pages, and show me what you actually came up with your frames, with your builder block. So that was the one that I did at home there. That's your guideline that you're working to. If you're copying my design, if you come up with some of your own designs, I can't wait to see what you got up to. So I hope you enjoyed it.
Beautiful.
Yeah?
Ah, I did, and people loving it in the comments as well. Rose saying beautiful. Kathy says that's so beautiful. Mary Pat says it's absolutely lovely. Jen saying, Jan, this is so incredibly gorgeous. One of my favourite ever craft alongs, this one. Patty saying so beautiful. Absolutely love this project. Just knowing how to make the frame gives you endless possibilities and so many different projects. It makes them possible. Absolutely, it does. And that's the great thing about it. You can really adapt it to however you wish. Right, we're going to drop back in on Jenny over in Ohio and see how she's getting on. I can see she's busy crafting away over there. How's it going, Jenny? Wow.
Superb. Look at that. I love the blue tones. And what a gorgeous, I like the filigree piece down the side as well.
Oh,
absolutely stunning. Well done, Jenny, and thank you for joining and crafting along with us.
Thank you. I had a great time.
Where was the border panel that you used on the side, Jenny? Where was that from?
It's the Wildflowers Create a Card.
Oh, cool.
Beautiful. Yep.
Excellent.
Utilise the stash.
Did you have you enjoyed it, Jenny? What would you say to anyone else that was thinking about coming on and joining us for a craft along? Is it a fun experience?
Oh, I would say absolutely do it. It's a blast.
Oh, excellent. Well, Jenny, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I'm sure, no doubt, we'll see you and your fabulous hair back here very soon.
I hope so.
Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you, Jan, says Karen. Joanne saying as well, love the blue flowers, Jenny. Loads of love for Jenny's craft along effort there as well. I'll just quickly wish you back through one last time the Build-a-Bouquet as well that you can get here. So remember what you're getting, the 4 sets of the dies and stamps. You've got Wishing You Well. You're also going to get For a Beautiful Friend. You've got Just For You. and enjoy your day. They are the 4 sets you'll get included there. You are going to get that Finesse waterproof ink pad too in the flagstone. Jan, can I say thank you? It's been a pleasure to have a couple of days with you. When are you back with us?
You're welcome. I've loved every minute of it. I'm off back down the motorway in the hope to get home and see my little grandson before he goes to bed now. But I am back on, I'm not off next week, I'm prepping next week. I'm back on Monday the 5th of July. And I think I've got some new launch products for you that day, if I remember rightly.
Oh, Monday the 5th of July.
Monday
That'll be me
I
and
think
you,
it's all the
Jan.
J's again together, and Johnny
Jan,
and Charlotte
Joe,
as well.
Johnny.
Yep.
Charlotte won't be here. She'll be on holiday.
Is she?
Well, unless she changes her mind, because she says she doesn't want to go, she just wants to stay and work. So who knows, maybe she will be
Who
here.
knows?
Massive thanks to Jan, as always. Don't forget to check out your baskets. Don't forget, that's not us finished for the day here at Crafters TV too. 2-hour break now for you, but 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. for West Coasters. There will be a takeover. Myself and Tiffany will be here for the Totally Tiffany Takeover Craft House. There's some excellent deals there. Definitely pop yourself over to the website and have a little shop ahead if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to check out your baskets on the Build-a-Bouquet. Don't forget about the awesome deal on the tricolour aqua markers and also the mini with the free bag. Remember that penny sale that's happening also, where you can buy an item, get an item for a penny or a cent extra. I hope you've loved the craft along. Don't forget to send us in pictures in the break. We'll share them in that later Craft House show. It's lovely to be able to see everything that you guys have created. Massive thanks again to Jan, and I'll see you back here with Tiffany in 2 hours time. Take care.